While this Black Friday, a lot of you guys are looking to pick up games such as Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, The Evil Within 2, Call of Duty World War II, Destiny 2, and other very recently released games, in this video, we want to take a look at 10 awesome PS4 game deals that not a lot of you guys are talking about. Let's get right into this. Batman Arkham Knight for $12. Batman Arkham Knight was the conclusion to the Batman Arkham franchise, and what a conclusion it was. We already knew that the series was filled with quality when we played Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, and Batman Arkham Knight builds upon the successes of Batman Arkham City. There were some issues with the game, many were turned off by the Batmobile sections of the game, but still, overall, it was a very high quality experience, and the world in Batman Arkham Knight is bigger than ever, and for just $12, if you've yet to play Batman Arkham Knight, it is a great pickup.
Oh, don't worry. You'll get what's coming to you when we're good and ready. Why do we have to wait? We can give her a dose now. Be my guest. I'll tell Scarecrow it was your idea.
Look who it is. I can't say I'm surprised.
Bloodborne for $15. At first, while the PlayStation 4 did have a couple of good exclusives, it didn't really have a top-tier AAA exclusive. However, that changed with Bloodborne, the first truly amazing PlayStation 4 exclusive. Now we've got many of them, but 2015's Bloodborne was the first truly amazing one, and what a game it was. It was by From Software, and it was very similar to the Souls-style experience, but it definitely has its own elements, and the real highlight of Bloodborne is the setting and the atmosphere. It's a very absorbing experience, and if you've yet to play Bloodborne, even if the Souls titles aren't your cup of tea, still give Bloodborne a look, and now that it's so cheap for just $15 at Best Buy, it should definitely be in your library. The Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited for $12. So the PlayStation 4 definitely isn't known as the haven for MMORPGs, but that perception is starting to change. We've got titles like Final Fantasy XIV and of course the Elder Scrolls Online, which at first wasn't the best game in the world, but through updates and expansions, it's become a better and better game. With these games, you can invest a ton of time into, so $12 isn't the biggest investment in the world. Check it out for $12 at Walmart if you're interested. Watch Dogs 2 for $12. The first Watch Dogs title was one of the most anticipated games of this generation. Many were excited for Ubisoft's latest IP, and it was a very interesting IP, playing as a hacker in an open-world action game. It sounded very exciting, but many would say it didn't live up to the expectations. It had its fair share of issues, but then we got Watch Dogs 2, and it is a far better game. A better story, better gameplay that is a lot more engaging, and it's just a better game overall. I like to compare Watch Dogs 2 to Assassin's Creed 2. If you remember, the first Assassin's Creed game was another title that so many were looking forward to, however, many would also say that that game failed to live up to expectations. Well, then came Assassin's Creed 2, and it was a far better game, and that's what we got with Watch Dogs 2. If you've yet to play Watch Dogs 2, and I'm sure a lot of you guys haven't, for just $12 at Walmart, it is a steal.
There's always something going on. No matter where you end up, it'll leave its mark on you. And yours on it. Only one rule around here.
Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 Remix for $19. Kingdom Hearts is one of the most iconic franchises in all of gaming. There are so many games in the franchise, and if you're a newcomer to the series, it's kind of hard to figure out where to start. Well, Square Enix makes it pretty easy with the compilations that they've released, namely Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 Remix, which is a collection of the two collections released on the PlayStation 3 last generation. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts has been a series that's gotten a little bit collection overload, but hey, what What you're getting with Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 Remix is Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Raid Chain of Memories, and Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. You also get various cinematics from other titles, and all of that for just $19. It's gonna keep you busy for a long time. It's available for that price over at Walmart.
But it's your heart they really want.
You think you can defeat me, the true darkness?
I know now. Without a doubt, Kingdom Hearts is light.
Crush those atoms!
Mafia 3 for $12. Mafia 3 was a game I think a lot of gamers were looking forward to in 2016. Mafia 2 was such a great game, however, it was a little bit underrated, and now with Mafia 3, they were promising an open world recreation of New Orleans, and it had a lot of potential, but this was another game that I think many would say didn't live up to the expectations. However, there are still a lot of solid elements to Mafia 3. The storytelling is awesome in Mafia 3. It tells a very mature story. The real issue with the game is that the gameplay does get a bit repetitive, and that's unfortunate. I wouldn't recommend Mafia 3 at a full retail price, but now for just $12 at Walmart, this is definitely the price to pick the game up for.
All of us.
Resident Evil 7 Biohazard for $15. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard was one of the first games released early on in this year, so I think a lot of gamers have forgotten about it when thinking of their best games of the year, but Resident Evil 7 definitely has to be mentioned in that category. It took Resident Evil back to its horror roots, and it really embodies that element of survival horror that a lot of the other Resident Evil games, namely 4, 5, and 6, were missing a little bit. It's got that eerie vibe to it, and once again, this is a game that many would say isn't worth the $60 price of admission. Maybe I can agree with you on that, but now given the fact that it's just $15, you really can't stray away from this game. If you're a fan of survival horror titles, it's a must-own.
What the fuck are you?
Shut up and listen if you want to stay alive. Ethan, you gotta get out of that house.
Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year edition for $20. I don't think it's hyperbole in saying that Rise of the Tomb Raider was one of the best games of this generation. I think a lot of gamers missed out on it due to the fact that it was originally released on the Xbox One and then came to the PlayStation 4 a year later, and by that time it kind of lost a little bit of its luster, but what it didn't lose was quality. This is a terrific game, and if you enjoyed the 2013 Tomb Raider reboot, Rise of the Tomb Raider is gonna be right up your alley. It's mostly just a better game, better story, more diverse gameplay, more content, and the 20-year edition includes a lot of extra content on top of that. For $20, it's still a little bit steep of a price for a game that was essentially released 2 years ago, but with games that are of this high of quality, it's definitely worth it. You can pick it up for that price over at Best Buy and GameStop. Tekken 7 for $19. Tekken 7 was a game that was just released earlier this year, a few months ago actually, and it was a terrific fighting game. This year actually saw a lot of great fighting games. We got Injustice 2, and another great one was Tekken 7. This was probably the one that kind of fell under the radar a little bit, but those that played it know how good it is. This is another fighting game that does a really good job of offering playstyles to different consumers, whether you want to go super in-depth and get competitive in the game, or if you want to play it more casually, enjoy the single-player experience, and then dabble in the multiplayer. It's really got something for everybody, and given the fact that, again, this was released just a few months ago, it's already down to $19. It's a steal at that price at Walmart.
KO. You win.
And finally, Titanfall 2 for $12. I've always remarked as Titanfall 2 as a criminally underrated first-person shooter, and that's exactly what it is. It had the unfortunate fate of being released around the same time as Battlefield 1, and given the fact that Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 were EA-published titles, you really have to question the sanity behind that decision, but whatever. What's done is done, and Titanfall 2 unfortunately went really under the radar, and that is so criminal because Titanfall 2 is an amazing first-person shooter. If you played the first Titanfall game and enjoyed that, well, Titanfall 2 is a far, far better game. Now you've got a single-player campaign, and it's actually pretty good, and Respawn has done a great job of adding updates, adding more content, to always keep Titanfall 2 a fresh experience. Now that Respawn has been acquired by EA, hopefully Titanfall 3 gets the justice it deserves, and it's released at a time where it can be truly appreciated. For now, if you've yet to check out Titanfall 2, I implore you to do so, especially if you're a fan of first-person shooters. For $12 at Walmart, it's a great buy. So that wraps up 10 more hidden but amazing PlayStation 4 game deals available for Black Friday. Black Friday is right around the corner. I'm sure a lot of you guys are looking to pick up a slew of highly regarded games. Let us know what you're picking up in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.